Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, the second game in the Persona 2 duology. It's pretty different considering the main cast consists of mainly adult characters, and we actually play with a female, Maya, from the last game, which is pretty surprising because I thought there was no female protagonist at all in any of the games, but apparently I was wrong. Either way, since we already knew Maya from Innocent Sin, I was already pretty familiar with this character and it helped me ease into the game a bit more. Why are we playing as Maya? Well, you may want to watch Innocent Sin Persona 2 before you watch this video, and maybe watch my other video on Persona 2 Innocent Sin before this video as well. Well, this is the new world that the characters from the last game raided, and the other world is now called the Other Side. It's a bit hard to explain unless you played at least Innocent Sin and part of Eternal Punishment, but I like the premise. There's also small details like if you have Tatsuya in your party, you can't go to the bar and drink. However, all the other characters can because, you know, they're adults. And you actually encounter characters from Persona 1. You don't have to go out of your way to do this and this and this and go back at this certain part in, you know, Innocent Sin, where you could have met them, but you had to do a lot of tasks for these Ultimate Personas. But in the end, Ultimate Personas in Persona 2 didn't seem to really matter unless you really wanted to collect them all like a Pokemon game. But what did seem to matter in this game was the actual strategy in combat. Because in the last game, in Innocent Sin, I'm just gonna be honest, for the last game, the combat was kind of dog shit, and it was a bit too easy even on normal mode. Boy, that really did change for Eternal Punishment. So for Eternal Punishment, you have to grind way much more. So it takes a bit more time to complete. It felt like Persona 2 Eternal Punishment went straight back to that grinding phase of like a lot of RPG games where let's skip from enemy level 20 to level 40, and then yeah, now you have to grind. If you don't grind enough, then oh fucking well, you're gonna die, and then you have to go back to a save, which may be at a really bad part. So remember, I saved at a part where only like 3 out of 5 characters were there, and I had to grind those characters for like 2 hours, and then later after that story bit, I had to grind again for 2 hours. It's just a bunch of grinding. Grinding is an RPG type of term which basically means that you defeat the same enemies in many battles and you gain more levels to level up your character. I don't really mind grinding in games because I really do like RPGs and visual novels, which you need patience for, but there definitely was a difference compared to Innocent Sin. I could just one-shot everybody at level 50, but I had to grind up to like level 70 or 80 for Eternal Punishment. I can see why a lot of people like Eternal Punishment compared to Innocent Sin. The writing kind of improves because you know the context of what happens before, and also because it's kind of refreshing or kind of nostalgic because we're basically playing in the same world, but like a few places are in different areas or a few places are different. And personally for me, I connected with the characters more because one of the themes in the game seemed to be about adulthood, and with the entire cast being adults and obviously facing stuff and facing regrets from the past, and also having to deal with adulthood stuff like maintaining relationships, social status, money, etc. And to go further into detail about the adulthood type of theme, I'm going to talk about the characters a bit. So we have Maya, who's the main protagonist, who doesn't really fit in too much. I don't really know how that she can connect to it, but she's the main character, so she kind of connects with Tatsuya, and Tatsuya connects with pretty much every single element in the story and every single person. Well, she's still, she's still hot.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
I mean, that's all I could say. She's still positive, the big leader of the group, but she's a bit more quiet. So I guess if you're the main character, they're not going to make you talk a lot unless you choose some options. I don't know. Katsuya, who's Tatsuya's bigger brother, who's a detective at Conan PD. I think that in this game, he's probably my favorite character. That's just me though. I really like his suit, the gray suit with the red inside. Bro and I have the same sense of style. I see him. He has a sense of justice and he's serious, but he's also chill. Like he's one of those chill cops or chill detectives. To relate it back to how this relates to adulthood, in his past he wanted to be like a pastier chef or something, and then he became a detective or a cop because of his father, an incident that happened with his father. So he followed in his father's footsteps instead of pursuing his dream, which he may have regretted, but he still likes his job, right? And then there's Baofu. He appeared very briefly in the last game where he was like a rumor monger. He's like the specialist, like the guy that can find information. So maybe like Futaba, but less of a hacker. His story is that from the past, something happened to his girlfriend where his girlfriend died because of an incident, and then it kind of scarred him and he's pursuing the people that killed her, which is one of the main villains in the story. So that's how it ties into all of that. And then there's Ulala, which we have to blame for Maya's sense of style too, because Ulala styled both hers and Maya's clothing to be a little bit unique, if you know what I'm saying.
I wish I gave a fuck
But she's like the Lisa of the game. She also appeared in the last game where she was a boxer. Well, she still is, but she compares herself a lot to Maya and thinks that she's worse than Maya, that she feels like insecure. When she became an adult, she didn't know really what to do. I feel like a lot of people relate to that because once you turn 18, you don't really feel that different to 17. You know, I think that once you reach a certain age, you stay like that for the rest of your life. Like some people, they're 50 years old, but they still feel like they're 20, or some of them act like they're 5, you know? Some people mature, and some people do not mature, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know, any of y'all look like her, just hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll stop. Well, then there's Nanjo, who joins our group a bit briefly to help us through our journey, which Nanjo's from Persona 1 still. I guess events from Persona 1 still happen the exact same way, probably. So yeah, you guys probably already know what his personality is like. He's a bit more chilled out than Persona 1. In Persona 1, he was more uptight and strict, but now he's kind of matured and mellowed out and learned a lot of things because of his lifestyle. And there's Tatsuya. Tatsuya's 18, which in the US would be a legal adult, but he's still, I guess, technically not an adult, which is 20 in Japan, 21 in the United States. He's at that age where he's almost grown up, but he's not really considered an adult since he's not 20 yet. He's not in his 20s. He has a lot of regrets and guilt in this game because he kind of fucked everybody over by remembering what happened in the last game. The world's gone, and now, yeah, I would be regretful too. I feel bad for bro. It seems like he doesn't really know what to do with his life once he really graduates high school or really grows up or becomes an adult. And I mean, I feel like a lot of adults still don't know that once they become, 18, 21, 25. It's very hard sometimes because society kind of throws you into there, kind of throws you into the adult life. I really liked his fucking bike suit too. The black X on the red, that looks fucking... Bro's got drip. He's got a loud drip this time too.
Dude, holy fucking smokes, dude. My cut is insane. Shout out to my barber.
Edgy as ever, I see. And the music, it was like a remix version of the remix of Persona 2 Innocent Sin. I played the PSP version, which I had to translate into English because I don't think there's an official English translation, but it still worked really good. I think both the original and the remix for PSPs, they're both still really good. Shoji Meguro, I think the person that made the sound or the person that directed the music did an excellent job. I don't know if he's still in Atlas though, or I don't know if he's still working with the team anymore. I think he might have left. So if they make a Persona 6, is he still going to make the music for it, or what's going to happen? They're going to have somebody else, which I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that helped him or made other music that's just as good. Bit sidetracked here, but I hope Persona 6 is announced as something like E3, It's definitely in production. Anyways, I would have to say I definitely enjoyed Persona 2 Eternal Punishment compared to Innocent Sin better. You can't play one without the other without it being complete. Either way, the entire Persona 2 is awesome. It's great. Okay, guys, that's the end of the video. If you guys liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns or whatever, leave it in the comments below. My name is CherryZero, and I will see you guys next time.